At midnight, Bihter suddenly woke up and got out of her bed, went into the adjacent room where her husband's nephew lived. The nephew, Bilal, while Bihter's husband had grown old. She met Bilal, and with that, the longing that had been buried inside her for years was, to some extent, fulfilled. A smile appeared on her face. Adnan was a very wealthy man. One day, before the wedding, he went to Bihter's house. Bihter's mother, Miss Firdaus, was very happy to see him because she secretly dreamed of marrying him herself. However, Adnan had come for an important matter and left shortly afterward. After he left, while everyone was sitting at the dinner table, Bihter's brother-in-law announced that Mr. Adnan wanted to marry Bihter. Hearing this made Mrs. Firdaus upset because Mr. Adnan was much older than Bihter and was already married. After thinking it over, Bihter agreed to the marriage, understanding her family's circumstances. A few days later, the wedding took place, and she moved to Adnan's house. Many people had gathered at Adnan's house. Among them was his younger son, Bülent, who quickly accepted Bihter and started calling her mom. However, his elder daughter, Nal, kept her distance. She spoke politely and even shook hands, but it was clear that she was not comfortable accepting Bihter as her mother. After a while, during dinner, a man named Bilal arrived. He was Adnan's nephew and was known for flirting with new girls. Upon arriving, he praised Bihter's beauty and congratulated her on the marriage. Bihter appeared very happy to have such a luxurious life, but in reality, that wasn't the case. Mr. Adnan provided her with all material comforts, but he was unable to fulfill her emotional and personal needs. Despite this, she pretended to be happy. The next day, Bihter took the initiative and invited Nihal to go shopping. At first, Nihal felt a bit awkward, but as they talked, they grew closer and developed a good friendship. They did a lot of shopping together and returned home. However, that night again, when Bihter spent time with Adnan, her desires remained unfulfilled. Adnan apologized for not being able to satisfy her, but Bihter brushed it off jokingly, even though the truth inside her was very different. Time passed like this, and a year went by. Then came their wedding anniversary. To celebrate, the whole family planned a picnic. Adnan invited Bihter's mother and sister as well, and everything seemed happy on the surface. Soon, everyone set off together for a beautiful picnic spot. On the way, Bilal started flirting with one of Adnan's relatives. Bihter noticed this from behind, but she chose to remain silent. Later, everyone gathers together and eats. During the meal, Adnan praises Bihter a lot. He says that he has found the most beautiful wife in the world. After that, he gifts Bihter an old and valuable necklace, which is a family heirloom. While everyone is resting, Bihter notices Bilal, who is flirting with a girl. He tries to get close to her and even touches her, but she doesn't give him much attention and angrily tells him to leave. When Bilal hesitates to go, he finally leaves but points toward Bihter as he walks away. This creates a stir in Bihter's mind as well. After returning home, Bihter keeps thinking about it again and again because Bilal is indeed a very handsome and young man. These thoughts create a storm inside her. Meanwhile, Adnan tries to get close to her, but Bihter asks him not to do anything at that moment. However, Adnan doesn't listen and, as always, becomes weak before anything really happens, leaving Bihter unsatisfied and walking away. Now Bihter is completely disturbed from within. In anger, she breaks the necklace that Adnan had given her. The next day, Bihter finds out that Adnan has decided to invite her mother to their house. She doesn't like this at all because she knows her mother's behavior very well. Angrily goes to their own rooms. After this, Miss Firdaus arrives at the house and, as soon as she comes in, tells a servant to keep an eye on everything in the house. She asks where Bihter is, and the maid tells her that she is in her room. Meanwhile, Bihter is already upset with her. After having a drink, Bihter leaves Adnan asleep and heads toward Bilal's room. She knows that Bilal will definitely help her. When she reaches there, she sees that Bilal is still awake. She slowly starts talking to him and teasing him in a slightly naughty way. Bilal had been waiting for such an opportunity for a long time. As soon as he takes out the candies, the electricity goes out, making Bihter's heart beat faster. Then Bilal feeds her so many candies that her mouth becomes sweet, and along with that, the longing that had been buried inside her for years is, to some extent, fulfilled. She feels very happy. The next morning, Bihter pretends to have a fever. Adnan becomes very worried and talks about calling a doctor. After some time, her mother comes to see her and tries to explain that she made a wrong decision in her life. She also talks about Bilal, saying that everyone knows he is a notorious flirt, so Bihter should keep her distance from him. However, Bihter does not take her words seriously. Meanwhile, Nihal feels sad about her younger brother leaving because her father has forced him to go to another city for his studies. Bilal tries to comfort her, saying that life doesn't stay the same forever. Bihter sees all this from upstairs and starts feeling jealous inside. Just then, the maid arrives with tea, and Bihter suddenly gets angry at her. She immediately comes downstairs to interrupt them. However, Blul has no such intentions and leaves, saying he has to go to the city. After he leaves, Bihter goes into Bulul's room and starts looking around for something. She looks at his bed, remembering moments she had spent with him, and it gives her a strange sense of comfort. Then she finds Bulul's clothes in the room, which makes her happy. Suddenly, she hears some noise outside, so she quickly returns to her own room. Soon it is night, and after finishing work, Adnan comes to Bihter. She tells him that they should go to the city together that night, but Adnan refuses, which makes her angry. Later, Adnan tries to calm her down by getting close to her, but as always, he loses his energy before anything really happens, leaving Bihter heartbroken once again. Because of this, Bihter's attention toward Bulul grows even stronger. That same night, she sees that Bulul has returned from the city. Once again, she goes to his room under the pretense of having candies. Bulul tries to stop her from coming in because he fears that someone might find out about their relationship, but Bihter insists, saying nothing will happen and that she loves him. After this, their relationship continues to grow deeper. Whenever Adnan leaves for work, Bihter takes the opportunity to go to Bulul's room. Bulul brings new candies every day, and it becomes a regular routine. Bihter even says that if they are ever caught, they will run away somewhere far together. One day, Nihal asks her father if she can go to the city as well since Bihter and Bulul are going. When the three of them step outside, they see Bihter's sister, who has just arrived at the house. Bihter feels happy to see her but says that she is going to the city with Nihal and Bulul and will meet her soon after returning. Hearing this, her elder sister tries to warn her that being with someone like Bulul is not right. Bihter reassures her, saying not to worry, she will not betray Adnan. After this, Bihter, Bulul, and Nihal go shopping together in the market. Even there, Bihter and Bulul continue exchanging glances. When Nihal goes to the bathroom, Bulul and Bihter begin to grow close again. Bihter tells him to wait a little, saying that she will definitely come to his room that night. Later, all three of them return home. Bihter's mother starts joking and says to Adnan that going out with a young man like Bulul could damage their reputation. Hearing this, Adnan shows slight displeasure and starts to leave, but Bihter's mother stops him and apologizes if her words offended him. However, Adnan doesn't respond, and everyone goes to their respective rooms. Later, Bihter once again goes to meet Bulul under the pretense of having candies, because now she can't bear even a moment of distance from him. Bihter says that they need to be careful because her mother has started to suspect them. Bulul replies that he wishes they had never met because things are getting out of control. If his uncle finds out, it will create chaos. In the middle of the conversation, Bulul says that Bihter only comes to him to fulfill her desires and then returns to her husband like a loyal wife once she's satisfied. Hearing this, Bihter gets angry, slaps him, and leaves. The next day, Bulul meets Adnan. Adnan says that he has been acting differently lately, but Bulul avoids the topic and prepares to go to the city. Just then, Bihter arrives and asks him to bring candies from the city. After Bulul leaves, Adnan brings up a new idea to Bihter. He suggests arranging a marriage between Nihal and Bulul, as it was his mother's suggestion. Hearing this, Bihter feels uneasy and laughs it off, saying that the two don't even like each other, and that it wouldn't be right to make such a decision without asking Nihal. Later, Bihter goes to her mother and angrily questions her about why she did this. Her mother explains that she only wants what's best for her and doesn't want her daughter to repeat the mistakes she made in her own life. At that moment, Nihal also comes there, and when she learns about the proposed marriage, she clearly states that she will marry only by her own choice. Gradually, the atmosphere in the house begins to change. Bulul starts distancing himself from Bihter, and her life returns to how it was before, living in loneliness and unfulfilled longing. Days pass like this, and the distance between them keeps growing. Her husband's efforts end almost as soon as they begin, and her pain continues to build inside her. Then one day, Bulul goes to visit Nihal at her aunt's house. He meets her aunt and asks for permission to take Nihal out somewhere nearby. After that, he takes Nihal aside, talks to her for a long time, and eventually brings up the topic of marriage. He proposes to her, but Nihal is very innocent and leaves the matter without giving any answer. Later, Bulul returns home and tells everyone that he has met Nihal. Hearing this news, Bihter feels a stir inside her once again. To make him jealous, she goes and sits beside her husband and says that she might be pregnant. Adnan becomes very happy hearing this, but Bulul feels uncomfortable and leaves for his room. As soon as she gets the chance, Bihter goes straight to Bulul and gets angry at him. Bilal tells her that if she behaves like this, his uncle will soon find out about them. Hearing this, Bihter starts shouting loudly because Bilal has decided to marry Nihal. Bilal tries to calm her down, saying that he loves only her, but marrying Nihal is necessary for him. This confuses Bihter even more, but somehow Bilal manages to calm her and send her back. Meanwhile, Bihter's mother keeps trying to save her marriage. She tells Adnan that Bilal and Nihal's marriage will benefit the family, and especially that he should take good care of Bihter so that she never feels the need to go elsewhere. She also reveals that Bihter is not pregnant and had only made an excuse. Hearing this, Adnan feels hurt and starts wondering why Bihter lied to him, making him suspicious of her. On the other side, Bihter gets dressed up and once again goes to Bilal under the pretense of candies. Bilal is worried and asks where his uncle is, but Bihter tells him to forget about that and focus on her. She asks him to love her and to refuse the marriage. However, Bilal clearly says that it's too late now and that he will marry Nihal. Once they are married, no one will suspect them. He angrily adds that she also used him and now she should stop acting crazy. Hearing this, Bihter storms out in anger. She then goes to her mother and begs for help, asking her to somehow stop the marriage. She says that if the wedding happens, seeing her condition, her mother feels helpless and agrees to help her. The next day, when everyone is sitting at breakfast, Nihal agrees to the marriage in front of everyone. Hearing this, Bihter starts laughing, but for her, everything becomes even more difficult. Even her mother has nothing left to say, though she still tries to delay the wedding. However, Bilal clearly says he is ready and that the wedding will happen soon. No one is able to oppose this decision, and it gets finalized. Now Bihter's anger and pain both intensify. Later, when everyone is sitting and relaxing, Bihter and her mother make sarcastic remarks about Bilal, trying to prove him wrong. But Bilal promises them that after marrying Nihal, he will keep her happy. Later, Bihter is bathing, but she has almost gone mad with obsession. Whenever she sees Bilal and Nihal together, she becomes restless. Her mother repeatedly tries to explain that everything has changed now and that their paths are different. At night, Bihter quietly goes to meet Bilal again, but this time he doesn't even open the door. As the wedding day approaches, Bihter is completely broken. Her mother asks her to join everyone, but Bihter clearly says she can't bear it anymore. In anger, she decides to tell Adnan everything, but her mother stops her, saying that it will destroy everything. She locks Bihter in her room and goes to Bilal, asking him to come and explain things to her. Hearing this, Bilal immediately goes to Bihter's room to calm her down. Meanwhile, the driver informs Adnan about their affair. Now the situation completely spirals out of control, and Adnan, furious, heads toward Bihter's room. Inside, Bihter is acting hysterically. She refuses to listen to Bilal and insists that they run away together. When Bilal refuses, he realizes that everything has fallen apart and that Adnan already knows the truth. He tries to escape from the room, but then from the window, Bihter sees Bilal running away in a boat. At that moment, her perspective changes. She realizes that the man for actually running away, abandoning everything. She questions who she is doing all this for. She changes her decision, and just then Adnan arrives in front of her. But this time, Bihter is not afraid to face him. For the first time, she openly says that she cannot live in this hell-like life anymore. After that, without looking back, she walks out, passing in front of all the guests and leaving the house. Now she doesn't care about anyone anymore, because she neither wants Adnan nor a coward like Bilal. And at this point, the story comes to an end.